Open for radio. Stay open.
Hey, Open Forum Radio listeners, back here in another interview, second day of PAX South 2016, sponsored by First Person Clothing. I am here at the AMD booth. I'm sorry it's really loud. I may be yelling, but I'm here with James Pryor. How you doing, James?
Great, man. How are you doing?
Man, I am blessed. I'm happy to be here because, A, everyone knows I play my PC. I have an AMD build, and my stuff is a little bit outdated. I have an 8320E Black Edition for my processor. I have an R9 270X from Sapphire, which is a 4 gig card, and then I have I have 16 gigs of RAM. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's all right. It's all right.
You're playing on 8 or 4, so okay. 16, you're in the top level.
I'm in the top tier? Okay. I tell you what, I still can't run Oculus. But listen, man, I'm really excited about what AMD is doing, man. So, first thing I'm really excited about is I believe a few months ago you guys talked a little bit about high bandwidth memory and how that changes the architecture a little bit. Can you like break that down for people? Just tell them what that does and what the benefits of that is compared to current memory architecture right now?
Yeah, sure. So high bandwidth memory is a brand new innovation from AMD. What this does is allows the graphics card to have way more ability to process graphics, textures, compute, all that kind of stuff at the same time, right? So like your R9 290X has a huge memory bus, 512-bit, right? That's really big, tons of memory bandwidth. But when you look at 4K gaming, VR gaming, you've got to push so many more pixels that you need more memory bandwidth. So high memory bandwidth, HBM, 1024-bit.
Oh man,
stacked 4 high.
Yeah, and isn't it the vertical alignment that changes the way of the speech? So go a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's 4 high memory, right? So that 1024 bits is across 4 high, so it looks like a virtual 4096 bit. So you went from 512 to 4096. Just blow the memory bandwidth up.
Okay, so for people who are bad at math, that's 8-fold. That's 8 times the amount immediately, just in the way that they've aligned the architecture.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best part about it is that in doing that, we brought it in closer, because right now you got the chip, and then you got the GDR5 memories individual around the chip, right? This brought it into the actual package that goes onto the card. So now the memory's even closer. That's how you get that huge bandwidth, right? Great latencies, great performance, because it's right there. Reduces the power as well, twice as power efficient.
Yeah, and so that's one thing that's always kind of, my power supply, I feel, is inadequate. It's only like 650, and I feel like I need more, right? Because everything is drawing so much power. So that's good to hear that it's going to draw down the power consumption, and so it decreases it, so I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to blow my power supply.
Oh yeah, and you're going to love our next-gen Polaris architecture then. Because the next-gen stuff, they took a complete focus on performance per watt, right? So that's where you pull that power all the way up, right? We're going to pull it back down again. So focused on efficiency, and then we're going to pull the performance up. We're using the brand new 14 nanometer technology. Nobody else in the industry is going to be using that, right? We're going to be first.
And that's great, because I'm using, as I talked about, I'm using, I think the prior architecture was Kaveri, right? And so I'm using that. I'm happy with it, but I'm really excited because I have 8 cores, and I hardly ever use all 8 cores. Now we have DirectX 12 coming down the line. Let's talk a little bit about that and how Mantle was the backbone, kind of helped Microsoft build in DirectX 12. Let's talk a little bit about that, a little bit of the benefits. And I know it's going to be a while, but I'm really excited about that. Can you break it down for folks and let them know what that is?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So Mantle was the first low-level modern API that you get right down to banging on the hardware, close to the metal. And what it does is allows games to natively take advantage of not only the hardware and the graphics card, but the hardware and the CPU really easily. So like right now, DX9, DX10, DX11, they're single-threaded APIs. When the programmer builds his image through, designs the shaders, designs the compute, builds this big long list, right? And that goes through one core, just hammering on one CPU core, hammering on the memory controller, hammering on the PCIe controller, trying to get through to the graphics card. But when we go to DX12, Mantle, OpenGL Vulkan, those are naturally multi-threaded, and the programmer can just break out every little thing into batches. So now instead of one of these 8 cores, right, doing the work, you're going to have 8 little cores talking to the graphics card at the same time, and that's going to just blow up the performance. And you can see that already in 3D Mark API throughput tests, right? We get this huge performance uplift by going for the new API. It's really fun. So that's going to help with games. We've got more than 60 DirectX 12 games in development right now. You're going to start seeing them very soon. Titles like Fable, they're coming out very, very fast.
I'm in the beta right now.
There you go.
Yep.
So that performance is coming with Windows 10. So it's going to unlock a lot of performance that's inside FX right now.
Okay.
Hey, and there are opportunities on current games. If you look at, say, Battlefront, that's a title that AMD worked very hard with EA and DICE to get optimizations into. Our $75 Kaveri quad core can beat Intel's $200 Skylake quad core.
Nice.
Right? Nice. Boom. Right there. Right? So, but that's the good thing about the new APIs is it doesn't require AMD to go to these gamers and do this. It just naturally happens. So all the games are going to have more performance.
I'm really excited about that. Now, my question for you, my very next PC, I want to build another one. And should I go with the full-on FX CPU, or do you think the new APUs would be the route to go?
If you're going to go gaming, if you're going to go discrete, go FX. Right, that's the platform you want to go for. It's going to be a great PC. You're going to have a lot of good time, especially if you're using it with FreeSync. Are you pretty familiar with FreeSync?
I'm familiar with it. I don't own a monitor that has one, but I am familiar with it. Yeah.
Well, now's a great time to look at getting one. We've got new monitors coming in, 1080p, 24 inches, 144 hertz, under $200.
Hold on, say that one more time.
1080p, 144 hertz, 24 inches, under $200.
You serious?
I'm serious. This is my serious face.
Okay, all right, because that's the deal, man. It's still the serious.
Still serious.
I like that. All right, well, James, thank you so much, man. Like I said, I'm a massive AMD fan. You guys do a lot of work. You push the industry forward. I appreciate your time today, man. Best of luck. And, man, I hope I can win me this 380 because I could really use that bad boy.
All right, buddy. We'll hook you up.
All right, thanks. So, everybody, thank you so much for listening here at the PAX South 2016 AMD booth. James is over here with the serious face. But listen, continue to keep tuning in. Remember, our panelists tonight, you can check it out at the Navigator booth. You can go over there, stop by, take a look. I'll be presenting the Game Awards tonight. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Open Forum Radio. We got one more going, so come back later. Deuces.
What community sounds like. Stay